Hey guys! Today I have a yoga video designed for runners, so it's going to give a good stretch for your lower body and hips. Let's just jump into it. I'm going to start in mountain today, so front of the mat. Feet are hip width apart. Find your center. Knees are going to be directly below the hips. Line up the spine, roll back your shoulders, hands at your sides, and gaze forward. Take a couple of deep breaths at the top of the mat. On your next inhale, we're going to raise the hands above our head. Gaze can raise up. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, we're going to lean to the right. Keeping your hips nice and center. Remaining stable in your base. As you lean to the right, on an exhale, return to center. Exhale again, move towards the left this time. Engaging the core, keeping a solid foundation, and bending at the waist. Inhale, return to center and release the hands. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, we're going to have hands at our side as we nose dive forward. We're going to stop halfway and then release all the way down. Just let the head dangle, nod the head yes, and then no to make sure that you're not holding in your shoulders or neck at all. Wiggle out the arms. On your next inhale, we're going to halfway lift, airplane arms. Exhale, return to forward fold. You can place the hands underneath the feet for a little bit more of a challenge. Or just keep the hands dangling. Awesome. We're going to place our hands on either side of our feet. We're going to step back into a plank. Then we're going to lower all the way to our bellies. From here, hands are going to be up underneath our shoulders. Press into the tops of your feet and into your pelvis. Then we're going to raise up into Cobra. You want to stay nice and low to start it out so you don't bend too harsh. Go right ahead. Or if you have it in you, raise all the way up, face to the sky. Exhale, we're going to return down. We're going to curl the toes under, press up to a plank position, and then drop to a tabletop. Going to get in a couple of cat-cows, so drop the belly, raise the pelvis, raise the head, really pressing against the ground with your hands and the tops of the feet. Breathe in and exhale, down the back, pushing away from the mat. Go at your own breath for a couple more cycles. Awesome, we're going to return to tabletop. From here, we're going to curl the toes under. You can move the hands slightly forward if you need. And then inch back into downward dog. Find your foundation here, really pressing into all 10 digits in the hands, trying to drop your heels as much as possible, really pressing the tailbone into the air. Press your chest away from your shoulders. You can walk the dog if you need. And then find some stillness. Awesome. Find your stability in the right foot and then raise the left foot to the sky, three-legged dog. When you're ready, we're gonna bring that knee inwards towards the nose, and then we're gonna go underneath your right hand, lift that right hand to the sky for fallen star. Look up at your hand, you're pressing onto the heel of your left foot, right foot. Inhale, lifting the pelvis. Exhale, return your hand and find your way back to downward dog. Raising the right heel to the sky this time. Nose to knee. And we're going to shift our weight to the right hand. Straighten out that right leg. And lift the left hand to the sky for fallen star. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to return to downward dog. Same way you came. Find some stillness. On your next inhale, raise the left heel to the sky, three-legged dog. We're gonna bring it all the way in between your hands. Drop that back knee and raise up. We're in a low lunge. Try not to drop your pelvis, try to keep it lifted. Your knee is above your ankle, gaze forward. We're going to drop into a lizard. So your hands are going to go to the right of your left foot. That left knee is going to bend outwards a little bit, and that's okay. Breathe into it. Stay here, or you can add a little bit of a challenge and drop onto your elbows. Breathe in, exhale, press out of it, the same way you came in. You're going to press into the top of your back foot, and then we're going to straighten out this front leg. Try to keep your back as straight as possible in this half split. The front toes are flexed, pressing into the top of the foot on the back foot. Awesome. Roll through that front foot. Frame the front foot with your hands. Curl the back toes under, and we're going to find our way back to downward dog. Right heel to the sky. Plant that foot in between your hands. Drop the back knee. Raise up into a low lunge. Remember not to drop too far into your pelvis. Keep your pelvis lifted, front knee and front on top of front ankle, pressing into the top of the back foot. From here, we're going to place our hands on the inside of our foot to the left of our right foot. That right knee is going to point out a little bit, and that's okay. Stay here or add a little bit of a challenge by dropping down even further onto your elbows. This side is much more flexible for me. You guys are gonna have one side that's probably more flexible than the other, and that's totally normal. Inhale, and on an exhale, we're gonna press out of this. We're gonna lean backwards into a half split. Straighten that front leg. Try to keep your back as straight as possible. Pressing into the top of your back foot. Front foot is flexed. Perfect. Roll through that front foot. Frame it with your hands. Return back to downward dog. Awesome. Left foot to heel to the sky. We're bringing it all the way through, nose to knee, and then we're gonna bring that calf parallel to the front of your mat. So that front knee is gonna be at 10 o'clock. Drop your hips, square your hips, and raise up. Try to keep your hips as aligned as possible. Stay here, or if you have it in you, you can drop down onto your elbows, or you can drop all the way down, forehead to the mat. Press back up on your hands, curl the back toes under, and safely return to downward dog. We're going to do pigeon on the right side this time, so raise your right foot to the sky. We're going to bring that calf parallel to the front of the mat, and then drop that back leg. Top of the foot pressing into the ground, raising up, open chest. If your calf isn't completely parallel to the front of the mat and it's more inward towards you, that's okay. Every body is different. Stay here, or if you want to drop down to your elbows or your forehead, go right ahead. Out of this. From here, we're just going to roll onto our hip, swing that back leg forward, and meet in cobbler's pose. So feet are together, also called butterfly. Feet are together, knees are out wide, straighten your spine, open your chest, breathe in, and on an exhale, we're going to lean forward. Inhale, exhale, return back to seating. We're going to bring our left leg out long in front of us. Shift our body, our torso, towards that left leg. Raise our hand above our head and lean forward. Reach towards your toes. If you can't reach them, that's okay. You can touch your calf. Wherever it lands, that's okay. start to try to drop your nose towards your knee. Again, towards your knee, it does not have to touch your knee. Perfect, raise back up. We're gonna switch legs. Right leg out long, left leg bent at your inside. We're gonna twist our torso to the right this time. Hands above your head. Nose dive forward. Hands towards the toes, nose towards the knees. Awesome, return to center. We're gonna stand back up this time. We're gonna do one balancing pose. So find a mountain pose on the center of your mat. Feet are hip width apart. Knees are directly above your ankles. Hips are directly above your knees. We're gonna bring in our core, align our spine, roll our shoulders back, gaze forward. Breathe deep into this. Should feel very solid here. When you're ready, we're going to slowly start to bring our center of gravity to the left while we're starting to raise our right foot. Stay here with your toes on the ground, or if you want more of a challenge, we're going to raise that knee up. Stay here, or we're going to grab for our toes and pull them out long in front of us. If you grab your calf, that's a-okay too. If you need to grab a strap or something to help you grab your toes, that's awesome as well. We're going to stay here, or you can bring your left hand out long. Try to raise your chest, align your spine tall, and start to move that right leg outwards, challenging your balance. Try to straighten it as much as possible. If it's not straight, you're okay. Breathe a couple more deep breaths here. Now slowly release the same way we came. So return to that bent knee, and then all the way down. Take a deep breath and find mountain again. Find your alignment. My dog is cheering us on too. Start to shift your weight to the right this time. We're balancing on our left toes, and we can stay here if you'd like, or you can challenge yourself. Raise that knee. Those toes are flexed. You can stay here, or with the strap or your hands, you can grab for your toes. Bring that foot straight out in front of you. Raise your chest. Try to keep a long spine still. Breathe into it. Stay here. Bring that right hand out to the side as you start to bring your left leg out to the side at the same time. Opening up your hips, stretching the hamstrings, challenging your balance. Breathe into it. Awesome. Safely release that pose the same way you came into it. Shake it all out. We did it. And now we're gonna return to the mat on our butts this time. Legs out long. Find your way to your back. And then bring the knees into the chest. Drop the knees. We're going to bring our left heel to our right knee. And then we're going to bring our hands and grab that right thigh. Right foot should be flexed. Try to keep the hips aligned. Really stretching out that left hip. Awesome. Drop the right leg and we're going to switch sides. So right foot on the left knee this time. Grab the left thigh. Keep that foot flexed. Awesome. Our knees are bent now. Bring the feet as wide as the mat, and then we're gonna just drop our knees to the left, bring them back up, and then drop them to the right. Do that about 5 more times. Perfect. Release everything. Drop your hands out long, legs out long. Find a deep breath and breathe with me for 3 cycles. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice.